Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, we're having some wild storms in Melbourne at the moment. I was doing a review of Star Trek Prodigy, and my lights were flickering, and you could hear the wind outside battering the building, and I'm like, I hope I'm going to be here for the rest of the review. Of course, it's calmed down right now. It was just really loud a minute ago, and I thought, I'm going to do a video just about that while it's all in the background, and now, of course, it's gone silent. When I wanted to be quiet while I was doing my review, all you could hear was the wind and things, and now it's like gone quiet again. But yeah, I heard we've had some really weird weather in Australia. There were like golf ball size like hailstones in, I think, South Australia or Queensland or somewhere, and now Melbourne's having some huge wind. So I don't know, I just wanted to do a video about that, just commenting on it, just because, you know, this channel is sort of like my my journal, my vlog, my YouTube therapy, and yeah, I was just sitting here like, am I going to get blown away? I don't know. I mean, it's all part of climate change, and it's kind of scary because the weather in Australia, we are apparently one of the first countries really being affected by climate change, which is kind of surprising that our leaders are not as proactive about doing something about it, because we're going to suffer the first, more so than other countries. Well, just because we're the first, we're all going to suffer. It's, you know, we're on the same planet. But it's a bit disturbing watching all these reports of all these strange weather occurrences in Australia and the bushfires from last year and all these things that are all part of global warming, all these things that are becoming, these new things that are happening that people aren't used to, all things that are going to extremes when they normally weren't that bad. It's kind of scary. I remember my mum talking, she was 80 when she passed. I remember her talking about when she was a child how different the weather was, how different the seasons were, how different, she lived in Tasmania, and how different when she grew up it was all green, and now it's all dried out, and you don't have the same weather you used to have. It's all kind of scary. But I'm going to get back to doing what I was doing. I was kind of hoping to capture some scary weather while I was talking, but it's still out there. It's just not as bad as it was like 10-20 minutes ago. Because last night there was rain and thunder and lightning while I was watching the James Bond movie. I was watching Octopussy, and I could hear the thunder and everything outside. And now this morning all we've got is wind and weather, and it doesn't feel like we're heading into summer at the moment. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. I don't know if I'm going to post this or if it's just a little video for myself. I don't know. But hopefully you won't get blown away. Bye. Well, we eventually lost power. There was a loud bang, and then all the electricity went off, and then it came back on a little bit afterwards. The weather is very scary at the moment. I just wanted to add that to the end of the video. I've lived here for 12 years. I've never heard wind like this. I feel like the building's going to blow over. It's really bad. I'm not seeing much on the news about it though. Just some general reference to Melbourne having bad weather, but yeah. Last time I heard about storms, there was a lot of talk about damage and everything, but it didn't feel anything like this. Maybe it's just my area, I don't know. But yeah. Well, I'm back. Basically, we had a really wild night of weather in Melbourne. I was up all night, and I was doing a couple of reviews of Star Trek Prodigy, and while I was doing it, I could hear the weather. The whole time I could hear the wind blowing so hard. I could hear the building just being like battered by the wind, and I was like, it's a brick building, it's pretty safe, but it was freaking me out because I'd never heard anything like that before. I've lived here 12 years, I'd never heard anything like that before. And then the power flickered a couple of times while I was doing the video, and you could hear the wind over me in the background a few times, so it was pretty loud because normally you can't hear anything in the background of the camera. And then right after I finished the video, the power went out, and it was only out for a few seconds, so then it came back on because I think we have a generator, but not. There are a lot of people who weren't quite that lucky in Victoria. There were 526,000 people who were blacked out. And as of earlier today, around I think 2 o'clock, that's about 3 or 4, what is it now? 3:40 now. There was still about over 300,000 still out of power. So it's pretty bad. The winds got up to 150 kilometres in the west, and it was 112 near the city and 122 just in like Frankston. So I don't quite know what the winds were here in Preston. I couldn't find it, but it wasn't as bad. We didn't have roofs ripped off the buildings or anything as far as I can tell, but there were a lot of trees that were knocked down, and a lot of people, their cars were damaged, their houses were damaged. 3,000 calls to SES, 2,300 were for fallen trees, and about 490 were for building damage. So we had a fairly busy night, and it was a little bit scary because I'm like, okay, is something going to fly through my window? Like I said, it's a brick building, I'm not that concerned, but I am on the top. If the roof goes off, it's my roof that goes off. So it was a little freaky. But yeah, I sort of needed some YouTube therapy, or at least I just thought it was interesting enough to talk about. And I did a bunch of little videos through the night of it, and I thought, I wonder what the count's going to be tomorrow, how much damage they're going to be. So I was watching the news, and I thought I'll put a little cap on those little videos and put them up as just a video about the weather. Hopefully that'll be the last the weird weather. We had the earthquake a week or so ago. It's global warming. It's getting crazy. We're the first country that's sort of being affected by this apparently, or starting. It's affecting us worse than others, so we're getting the first sort of signs of it. But yeah, so the next few years, if things don't change, will be very interesting weather-wise. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Did anything of yours blow down or over? I don't know. I'm going to go.